The official top 25 best-selling K-pop albums of 2022. 25. The Reve Festival 2022 Feel My Rhythm by Red Velvet released on March 21st. This album sold 691,000 copies in 2022. 24. Antifragile by Ellie Seraphim released on October 17th. This album sold 693,000 copies in 2022. 23. Dimension. Answer by Enhypen released on January 10th. This album sold 763,000 copies in 2022. 22. I Love by G.I.D. released on October 17th. This album sold 778,000 copies in 2022. 21. Cheshire by It's released on November 30th. This album sold 779,000 copies in 2022. 20. The Second Step. Chapter 1 by Treasure. Released on February 15th. This album sold 785,000 copies in 2022. 19. Love Dive by Ive released on April 5th. This album sold 817,000 copies in 2022. 18. The World EP. 1. Movement by ATEEZ released on July 29th. This album sold 1.0 million copies in 2022. Number 17. Checkmate by ITZY released on July 15th. This album sold 1.03 million copies in 2022. Number 16. The Astronaut by Jin, released on October 28. This album sold 1.04 million copies in 2022. Number 15. Between 1 and 2 by Twice, released on August 26. This album sold 1.12 million copies in 2022. Number 14. I'm Hero by Lim Youngwon, released on May 2. This album sold 1.14 million copies in 2022. Number 13. Manifesto. Day 1 by Enhypen, released on July 4. This album sold 1.4 million copies in 2022. Number 12. Sector 17 by 17, released on July 18. This album sold 1.46 million copies in 2022. Number 11. Beatbox by NCT Dream, released on May 30. This album sold 1.52 million copies in 2022. 10. Afterlike by IVE, released on August 22. This album sold 1.61 million copies in 2022. 9. Ordinary by Stray Kids Nunam Nuber, released on March 18. This album sold 1.75 million copies in 2022. Number 8. Minnesota 2. Thursday's Child by Text, released on May 9. This album sold 1.79 million copies in 2022. Number 7. Girls by aespa, released on July 8. This album sold 1.8 million copies in 2022. Number 6. Two Baddies by NCT 127, released on September 16. This album sold 1.82 million copies in 2022. Number 5. Glitch Mode by NCT Dream, released on March 28. This album sold 2.11 million copies in 2022. Number 4. Born Pink by Blackpink, released on September 16. This album sold 2.5 million copies in 2022. Number 3. Face the Sun by 17, released on May 27. This album sold 2.73 million copies in 2022. Number 2. Maxident by Stray Kids, released on October 7. This album sold 3.03 million copies in 2022. Number 1. Proof by BTS, released on June 10. This album sold 3.39 million copies in 2022. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what should I make next. Bye.